We talked about ownership, and that's a really big key because as I was preparing for this presentation, I kept going around in circles, and the one thing that came to my mind was when I was a child, I thought I was a child. I spoke as a child. I reasoned as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. Key, when I became a man, I put away childish things. Now, I'm pretty sure we can all attest that everyone in this room at one point in time has been a child, has been a kid, has went through that process of being a little. And I'm pretty sure all of us will attest that yes, we threw tantrums before. Kicking and screaming, one of my Leonardo when I jump and I hop into the store, we all go tantrums to me. That's what happens. But for the fathers in the room, really quick, just give me a couple sections on what was the worst tantrum you've seen your child throw. Just really quick.
Yeah, what did I say?
The worst tantrum you've seen. I know Dante got one or two.
Mine was with my daughters, where she banging, kicking on the door when she was in the bedroom, that's where screaming, talking her up,
Yeah. Yes, sir.
I won't. I don't know if it's really a tantrum, but this is the worst thing that's happened for me and one daughter. She hung up on me. I called back. We talked for a second. She hung up on me again.
Good.
So, I think that's worse than the tantrum.
Oh yeah, like you bang calls. I can't just randomly say that. You call me back. I'm back. One more. Dante.
It was Toy Store. It was upset she only got one Barbie.
Ooh.
And wanted to grab everything at the cash register and fling.
She's mad, right? I mean, that's real. We've seen it. For those who are not following, I'm pretty sure you've seen a kid in the store on the linoleum just going in. You're like, man, I wish. When I have a child, I wish. What? I mean, I do the same thing. My daughter's 9 months, and I'm like, every time I see a kid go through, I'm just like, oh, cool, I wish you would. But I know my responsibility is different because I'm not asking baby girl. No, hey. But even when I see it, I feel we all agree, it's kind of embarrassing when you see it. If it's happening to you or you see somebody else, it's like, man, I feel bad for that parent. I feel bad for people that I see this going on. I feel bad for myself that I have to watch and I can't intervene. But I've seen adults go the same type of tantrums. You get mad because the door says push or pull and you do the opposite. I've heard adults on the phone with Sprint because you didn't pay your bill on time, so you have a tantrum, you cuss and you yell, turn my service back on, well, so you should have paid your bill. Don't tell me what up. It's a tantrum. We'll take it one step further. I've seen men throw tantrums. You get mad because you don't get a promotion. You get mad because your wife or your girlfriend or somebody said something wrong to you when you know you were in the wrong. You throw a tantrum. So what we tend to do as kings, we take our crown off and we go back to that 5-year-old kid, that 2-year-old kid, because you didn't get your way and throw a tantrum. As a king, you're supposed to not allow that kid in you to speak louder than the king. And that's tough because every single time as men, when something happens, we want to run to our cave, play with our toys, and not attack challenges and not go through things. That's the problem with most men. I'm not saying everyone here, but that's the problem with most men. Every single time that a challenge comes up, I want to go over here in my cave and I want to hide out because that's what kids do. It's a natural reaction because in every king is a kid, every kid is a king. We can see from David when he was fighting Goliath, he was a kid, 14 years old, but the king in him knew, okay, now I'm about to get this. But our job as kings is to not allow the kidness to start talking louder than the king is, because that's when you get situations where you hide into a cave, you play with your toys, and hope everything, when you look out, everything is all good. I'll give you 2 examples. Every single day, there's 121 suicides. Out of those 121, 93 are men. In 2007, I could have been a part of 93. Because when a situation came up, I thought as a child, I spoke as a child, I was understanding life challenges as a child. So I said, my only way out is to go in my cave. And now I'm thinking like a man, I said, I have one option. That's to kill myself. Thinking like a child, speaking like a child, speaking to myself like a child. We see kids when they get in trouble. I know a lot of guys say, stupid. So I started to retract on myself. Shut people out in an attempt to take my own life. A failure at that, I admit that it's fine. Thinking like a child, speaking like a child, understanding, reasoning like a child. Thought I was a man, but I never put away childish things. But if I did, the king of me would have said, that's a challenge you can defeat. Let's go forward. But the kid rose up and was like, no. Let's go back in our cave. Let's hide out. Let's do something that's a permanent solution to a temporary problem. Second example, and it was recently. Like I shared with you with my wife. My first instinct, I don't want to talk about it. Because this is what I'm doing right now is my passion. I don't want to talk about it. It'll go past. The kid in me said, let's go over here. Let's ignore her questions, her concerns, her crying, her looking at her husband and saying, I need more time. The kid in me wanted to retract and say, we don't have enough time. Let's play with our toys. Let's play with our business. Let's play with our website. Let's call more people to get more engaged, to take you out of the home. When the reason why you created this was to make sure men stay in the home. Stupid. The kid in me was talking louder than the king in me. But this time I understood. As I created the business, I gave myself my own process. Whatever you write, I want you to write down F.I.R.E. Whatever you write. And for me, when I looked at it, and Isaiah and I always talk about it, reminding yourself what's your reason, what your why is, and then with your why. My why is the business. I want to give my daughter and my son, hopefully, to be a platform when I die that they can say, my name is on this, so I can do whatever I want. I don't have to ask someone else for backing for something, because my father laid a foundation for me with wealth, not rich, with wealth, so I can do whatever I want and have a platform to do it on. So as I'm looking, I'm like, man, how am I going to fix the situation with my wife right now? I said, you have to have faith in your ability to be a king. Because the number one thing with men, if you don't believe you can do it, nobody else will. You can tell me all day that I'm a phenomenal husband, I'm a phenomenal father, everything else, that I'm the greatest sex in sliced bread. If I don't believe it, whatever you say to me doesn't mean it. So you have to have faith in your ability to know that you can face a challenge, you can defeat your demons, your monsters, and sometimes your queens. But you have to have faith that you can do that. You have to walk in a certain way where you know that I walk into a room, I'm a king. I talk to my spouse, I'm a king. I talk to my children, I'm a king. The world knows this because I believe it first. Before I see anybody else, I know that I have a crown. You have to go and seek that inspiration. Whatever it is. For me, it's music. For me, it's talking to other men and understanding that they have something to give you. I get inspired by that. When I get inspired by that, it goes back to me understanding that I can do it because I have faith in it. I talk to Greg a lot. And halftime, Greg, he gave me another thing. No, I don't have to really say much to him. But he's like, hey, I need you to do this. And I'm like, man, that just inspired me. You need to know it because we're going through this. My wife and I'm probably talking through, but I'm still feeling a certain type of way. So he gives me fuel to know, you can be a king. Let's go, let's do it. Tie that into the relationships you have. It is impossible to be a king if you don't reach out to other kings and get filled up. Impossible. If you research your favorite king, the history of everything else, they had little buddies that were kings everywhere else. They had partners. They were hearing that you needed gold. Then you get some copper or something from them. You needed some land. Hey, let's just draw something up. Let's marry our kids because we're buddies. We're both kings. We have things that we can trade with each other. But the relationship was a kingdom relationship. You have to have kingdom relationships in order for you to move past the challenge. With this situation with my wife that we just came from, I had to reach out to other kings that can help me in certain situations. We have to begin to edify others. The first thing I did when I found myself going to retreat as the kid in me started to talk, I had to start pouring into others because I knew that's where I would get my blessing. Because as much as I talk to Nick and our group through the group chat, I'm constantly pouring. Their responses on their testimonies and their messages is filling me up because I know I was put on this earth to serve. So when I edify others, I begin to get blessed. That lights a fire within me to know that you have a crown. With those 93 men that took their own life, we lost 93 kings. 93 solutions to a problem. 93 problem solvers. We can't get them back. Because most of us, when something happens, we go further and further to the dark, further and further away from our issues and our problems and our monsters and our demons. A lot of that is because those relationships we've been talking about. Understand that as a king, you have to be vulnerable, you have to be naked in certain situations. Someone is counting on each and every one of us. Someone is counting on the king in you to be exactly what you've been called to do. That's why Isaiah said, write down your destiny. Write down your purpose. For that reason, whatever your purpose is tied to is a specific problem. Whatever it is. And it's important to write things down. It's important to make sure you look at that because you can say, okay, if my destiny is this, how can I tie myself? How can I pour myself into this? Let me figure out what's going on. My gift, is to speak. It's to see certain things, and I may not be the biggest Bible scholar. I can give you chapter and verse, but I can see certain things when certain things are happening where God's like, all right, who said this? I tell Nick all the time. I'm like, I don't know where I got it from, bro, but hey, I got it. But it's okay. If that's your gift, what's the problem? We like positive male leaders in the homes. We like positive male leaders in the communities, in the churches. All around, you see there are men sprinkled, but there should be more men doing more things in order to make things happen. I always ask this question. You wonder why when men get together, stuff starts to move and shake. Certain things start to shift because as men, when we come on the earth, we have dominion and control over that thing. So when we start speaking, it's like walls start shaking, mountains start moving because we have a specific gift as men. So this is why I do what I do, because I know certain men need to hear exactly what they need to hear. And it's not coming from me, because I can't tell a man how to be another man because I was raised by a man. I can't tell a man that. I can give you tools. I can give you what I picked up. I can give you what God has deposited to me. I can give you that. I can build other kings because I also reach the kings to build me up as well. So with the community piece, when you surround yourself with kings, it's easy for you to rule your kingdom. It's easy for you to have certain power and authority. Because someone's constantly pouring into you exactly what you need as a king. You're not going to be perfect. But you will have the perfect ability to reach other kings and say, where am I lacking in this? And how can I build this up? Okay, you gave me this. Okay, you're lacking in this. Let's work to build each other up. When you don't have any gaps in your community, it's crazy. As much stuff as you see going on right now, as much chaos and hell is on earth, it seems to me a lot of the men they're going in their caves now. I'm gonna sit right here, I'm gonna kill my toys because when you look out, everything good? Okay, no, okay, let's go in our cave. Instead of understanding what a king is supposed to do, well, I'm not going to retreat because the challenge that we're facing is my challenge too. There's a specific problem that's in the earth, and we're solutions. We're problem solvers, difference makers. Your number's called. All of our numbers are called. To get in the game, you have to start doing what we've been called to do. A lot of us are doing it. But it's that other piece where it's, hey, you're doing what you're supposed to do. Don't be selfish. King, don't be selfish. The one that has dominion and power on the earth, don't be selfish. You link up with the kingmaker and you say, what do you need me to do? How can I be a king's man today? I know for a fact my wife is counting on me, my daughter's counting on me, my coworkers are counting on me, my community is counting on me to do exactly what I've been called to do. There's no question. Someone is counting on you all to do exactly what you've been called to do. No question. I hid behind alcohol from birth to my alcohol. Before I even touch my lips, yeah, that's yours. Certain things I can deal with. Alcohol went up. Alcohol led me to almost kill myself. I hid behind insecurities, lies, deceit, fakeness, as a king, hiding from all these things. At the breaking point of all those things, I began to see, okay, there needs to be a resurrection from the king because you're not getting it. So yes, get close to death as I need you to get so you can learn something from it. Your life is not yours. Here's your crown, understand what your purpose is, and go forth and do what you're called to do. At that breaking point, I found my gift, my calling, my purpose. I poured it all into the book. Because there's a specific problem. People don't know their purpose. Men don't know their purpose. Young men, a lot of them, I'm in that number, did not have a father figure that they can model themselves after. So what do you do if you don't have anything? You start pulling from whatever you see. You start pulling from videos, from movies, from the OG down the street, from the guy selling drugs, from the alcoholic uncle, from the alcoholic grandfather. You learn how to run from your absentee father. That's what you do. You start picking up little things. So I said, you know what? That's a problem. I'm the solution for that problem. I need to get other men that have the same problem and to get the same solution. Let's get together, let's go and talk to these young men. Let's go and pour life into these young men because that's what they need. The minute you start giving a young man a purpose and telling them something positive, their heart starts to change. They start walking and talking like this instead of walking and talking like this, holding the backpack hunched over because they have no idea what their purpose is. They have no idea the king that's in them because the kid continuously says, you don't have a father, you can't do it. Go talk to the drug, go drink, go smoke, go do all those other things. A lot of us in here have a story. A lot of us in here have went through trials and tribulations as kings. But I see kings in the room. I don't see kids in the room. The main thing, the main responsibility, the main question I have for you all, are you willing to wear your crown? You have a duty and responsibility to change the world you're in. You have been specifically ordained to be a solution to a problem. Will you wear your crown?